Well, you've heard of try not to laugh challenges. Well, this one's a little different. This is the try not to cry. I dare you. Watch this.
And the owner told me, yeah, we just rescued her 3 weeks ago from the shelter. And I said, oh, like, do you know what her story was? And he looked at me and he told me that her family had been abducted by ICE for maybe a week. They left a dog and a litter of puppies trapped inside the family home. And the only reason that those dogs are alive today is because the neighbors heard them screaming.
Yesterday, Customs and Border Police in El Paso, Texas, killed a family's dog. The dog was legal, as were the owners. The son answered the door and the agents asked if they could come inside. The kid said, we have nothing to hide, and they said, can we search your home? He said, sure. He asked if they could wait first while he put the family dog, Chop, a Rottweiler, away in the bathroom before they walked in, as the dog could be aggressive. The agents knew, the son had told them, that Chop was in the bathroom for their safety, but the agents opened the door, let Chop out, and killed him.
We're hearing that when ICE comes in, the owners are not allowed to call a neighbor or call a friend or anybody to get help for the pets. You know, then they're giving a death sentence to the animals.
Video shared by immigrant advocacy organization Disposable shows a grocery store worker in Iowa being arrested by ICE agents in local clothes.
¿Cuál es la situación,
What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant, and let's have a little bit to say about what you saw there. And despite the fact that, yes, I could not defeat that challenge, I couldn't make it through making this video without at the end at least tearing up. Not just because of the animals, which is ridiculous, unbelievable, and not just because of the poor guy crying at the end watching his wife and his son being taken away from him for absolutely no reason. But because the people that did it is our government and represent us. Because we're stuck with them for another 3 years unless we fight back. Because the same people who were in prison and taken off the streets were given a pardon to come back on and be ICE agents. It hurts more when you know you had it stopped. You had it stopped. So yeah. The other part of this video is actually more important. I want to talk to you about the connectedness of life, unintended consequences, and the higher meaning of community, country, and humanity. Sounds like it's really deep. It won't be. It shouldn't even be long. Take, for instance, the people who said to themselves, man, if I just keep my head down, I'm going to get through this ridiculous part, this clown show of a regime. It might be tough, but I can make it through. And decided never to come outside the house, never to picket, never to fight back, never to look for the people who were being abused to see how they could help, because it won't do anything in the long run. It won't. It's not going to do anything, right? Well, what happens is every single section of humanity, no matter if it's your color, your education, your ethnicity, your geography, every single piece, section of humanity is connected in ways that they cannot possibly ever fathom. Unintended consequences are what we call the fallout from that. Like, for instance, if you have a pet, you love your pet, and you take it to the vet, and you find out that your vet has been inundated with animals that used to have families, but now they don't. And you find out that you may have to wait way longer, and you may have to lose the life of your pet because of an unintended consequence that happened far away to a person you never knew because of the fallout from a regime you thought was just avoidable if you kept your head down. You'll realize it's impossible if you're a human being. It's impossible. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a man or a woman staying by themselves and keeping their head down. It doesn't happen. The connectedness of life will reel out unintended consequences at a rate you're not prepared for. This is just an example. This is just an example. It doesn't happen. It's not a far-fetched philosophy or some Zen motivation. It's just the facts. We don't live without the sun because the sun gives life to the plants, which gives life to the animals that we eat. There's no such thing as a connectedness of life and you not being a part of it. That's the point. It'll be something else tomorrow. And like that song said, I know that I made you feel this way when I took my eyes off you. The subtext is, don't look away. And the subtext under don't look away is do something, anything. Community service, mutual aid, talk to your neighbor, planting a garden, calling your rep. The other side of this is people are going to say, well, what do they call it? Impeachment won't work. It can't work. It's just a waste of time. Well, what else can you do in that time then? If you can't ask for that, then what are you doing? What do you think was the genius behind the Republicans' plan 50 years ago to get rid of Roe versus Wade when they knew there was no possible way? There's no way they could do it. They did it because they decided never to stop asking for what they felt was right, even though they were dead wrong. Somebody asked Jasmine Crockett the other day on TV. They said, well, what about all these investigations? Then Republicans investigate Democrats, Democrats investigate Republicans. It's going to end up just snowballing into a stalemate, and democracy will fail as a result of just the constant investigations. Think of another way. And she said, I understand why you feel that way, but you can only feel that way because you sit on a high elevation, propped up by the people who are hurt every day by non-investigations being done for so long. Lives destroyed because of a lack of accountability. Democracy has never failed because of too much accountability. And to feel like not doing an investigation, not doing the impeachment is somehow the better thing because you know it won't work, is saying, I give up and fuck democracy in the meantime. No, you do it because it's right, because the unintended consequences are unfathomable. And when you do it and it's right, you find out like the sun, you grow shit and people eat it. That's why you do it. Don't tell me about what can't be done. Do the right thing and watch what happens. And if it takes 50 years, have a spine like they did for something good instead. You are not an island. I don't fight because I'm special. I'll see you on February 17th. Wherever you are, this is happening. But I'm not special. I don't think I'm super. I do it because I understand that if I don't, I fail. And if I fail, we fail. And the unintended consequences of my nothingness will be dire, even if I can't exactly tell you what they are. Stop asking me about it in the comment section. I don't know. I only know. Do what's right. Put forth the effort. Like you know that you know that you don't want the unintended consequences of not doing it. I will see you on February 17th. It's a new year, and I will not take my eyes off of the suffering because I cannot afford to. And when those who believe that they can ask those questions, it's only because they too don't realize, like the old kings and queens of old, the unintended consequences due to neglecting the connectedness of life. And they all died by pitchfork or beheadings. I can't tell you how ours will end. I don't have to. The time to fight is now.
Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're going to pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works. Ground News has very quickly become one of my most prized resources, my go-to even, because I get to find out what stories are not covered by the blind spot feature, which I love, but not just the blind spot feature. Any of these stories that I bring up, I can see what either side is saying about it. I can also see who's paying for those headlines. It tells me who owns the publication, which also lets me know who they're writing it for. Many times, none of that is for us. But understanding the context helps us understand the story. Ground News is absolutely one of, if not the best way to know that you've gotten every side of a story and that there's not enough spin in the world that could have you misinterpret it.